Good evening, madam and fellow listeners. My name is Amanda Clay, anak Paul Antonio from ED 246 3B.
Good evening, madam and fellow listener. My name is Nur Shafika Binti Rosli, and I'm from ED 246 3B.
For today, my partner and I will present about autism spectrum disorder. Do you know about autism spectrum disorder? Have you heard about it? It's okay if you don't know. Now, we will tell you what is autism spectrum disorder. ASD is a developmental delay disorder that categorized by basic difficulties in social communication and interaction, but also repetitive behaviors and obsessions. The disorder starts in childhood and lasts the remainder of a person's life. Males are recognized at a higher rate than females. Although the specific causes of autism spectrum disorder are undetermined, research indicates that genes in combination with environmental variables could affect a child's development in a way that leads to autism spectrum disorder. The following are some of the elements that may put a person at a higher risk of acquiring autism spectrum disorder. There is a family history of the disorder, being a man, Down syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, and Rett syndrome are all genetic disorders. Having parents who are older, babies born prematurely, babies born before 26 weeks of pregnancy are at a higher risk. Social communication and interaction symptoms are typically visible by the age of 2. This illness can cause a distinct pattern of behavior in children, with severity ranging from mild to severe. People with autism spectrum disorder experience difficulties with social communication and interaction, while also behavioral patterns, a lack of facial expression and weak of eye contact, unable or being slow to reply when their name is called, refuses to be cuddled or held, preferring to play alone and retreat into his or her own world, facing difficulty with verbal communication, including issues with language use and comprehension, having trouble understanding non-verbal communication, such as people gesture and facial expressions, having a hard time sleeping, becoming aggressive behavior, difficulty expressing emotion or sentiments, as well as lack of awareness of others' emotions. And last symptoms for autism spectrum disorder is having a normal voice tone that sounds like sing a song. Pattern of behaviors are usually limited and repetitive. They may include always doing repeated action such as rocking, spinning, and flapping the hands, and excessive interest or fixation on a thing or activity, engage in self-destructive behavior such as head-banging, being more or less sensitive to sensory input such as light and noise than others, develop a set of routines or habits that are disrupted by even minor changes, has food preferences such as just eating a few items or rejecting to consume meals of a certain texture. In this video, me and my partner have chosen 3 videos documentary regarding our autism spectrum disorder for us to talk and discuss in this presentation. Before we proceed, let's see the video clip about the individuals.
Simple things like ordering food yourself at the canteen. You pass in your money and then say, okay, thank you. Another one would be Thai house return. I wasn't given these little phrases and notes to say. I was just really frustrated because I don't know how to talk to people. And when I learned these cues, I began to associate the fact that people didn't like being with me because of autism. And I realized that, oh no, so that's what's causing the whole thing. It's like going for LASIK and then like you can suddenly see everything clear now by like a billion times.
We just manage his behavior because we just cannot get through him because whatever he does is extreme. I'll get so frustrated until the end I cry, God, you give him to me, you have to help. In desperation, then suddenly he changes. And then of course there will be another problem that comes in.
Samuel and Jacob.
The boys were diagnosed with autism when they were 2 1/4. It was quite evident there was something not quite right with them. You'd come home from work and there's no response. Mark would just come in, hello boys, and they would just ignore him. I got nothing back from them at all. Didn't feel they loved us, did we?
No. They didn't have any emotion, interaction, no expressions.
We just cared for them, loved them and fed them, and that was our life.
As the boys grew older, their behaviour became more destructive.
They wrecked everything, soiled everywhere.
The first person is Chester. Chester was diagnosed for autism spectrum disorder with mild autism when he was 3 years old at the categorized as pre-operational stage. He doesn't like noisy environment and crowded place make him confused with his surroundings. He also doesn't know how to behave and communicate with people. He also likes to drawing to express his emotions. However, after he gets counseling and guidance, he becomes more confident and able to socialize with people. The second person is Duane. Duane is 40 years old that suffers from autism spectrum disorder. Duane frequently repeats random words and phrases that he has previously heard. He is such an independent person. He can go out by himself to go somewhere, such as go to St. Andrew Autism Center to participate in activity. He also will do gardening and house chores without being told by his parents. He is a lovely person that will concern and take care of his parents. The third person is Samuel and Jacob. They are twins. They were diagnosed for autism spectrum disorder when they were 2 1/4 years old. They show no response towards others. They are emotionless and did not give any expressions such as happy and sad. They also did not eye contact with people. As they become older, they become more aggressive. They wreck everything, make dirty everywhere, throw up things, smear foods. Besides, the twin will try to escape dust, involving the police, helicopters, and police dog. Now, we are going to discuss the differences between these three individuals. First of all, cognitive development. From all the video documentary, as they are getting older, I can see improvement of the behavior. When Duane was about 3 to 4 years old, he had no speech. People think he is retarded, but he actually has autism. As he is getting older and get long-term treatment, he is able to talk, show expressions, and less aggressive. However, he still cannot talk like normal people that make him unable to communicate verbally with the society. He also knows how to do house chores such as drying clothes and gardening without being told by parents. He also knows how to take care of her parents. Meanwhile, for Chester, he also diagnosed autism spectrum disorder when he was 3 years old. He is not able to speak. When he turned 17 years old, he was able to give speech like a normal people and brave to interact because he can socialize with people. Before he turned to 17 years old, he was confused and terrified to communicate and give interaction to people. Luckily, Chester starts to discover a way and express himself when he attends the counseling session. Chester will draw character to express himself, and he will explain what he feels from the drawing. For Samuel and Jacob as well, they ignore people because they give no response in cognitive development. They do not show any expression, interaction, and emotion. However, after they involve in pioneering treatment, they show improvement. They can give eye contact to their parents. They are able to follow the instruction and wanted to slowly communicate with people and become more calm.
Now, I will talk about the similarities from the 3 videos that I have watched. The first similarity that I get from the video is slow learner. It shows that Chester, the twin, and Duane are slow learner. The second similarity is difficult to form relationship with another person. For example, Chester is very difficult to form a relationship with other people. This shows in the video when he go to school and he are not talking to any student in the classroom. So that shows that he is very difficult to form relationship with other people. This is because crowded places terrified him. Other than that, Samuel and Jacob are so difficult to form relationship with other person. This shows in the videos when both of them are not talking any words with their parents or other person. They only talk with each other with the words that we can't understand. The last similarity is aggressive. For example, Jacob and Samuel are very aggressive because they wreck everything and sell everywhere. Threw up everywhere, threw food, smeared food, everything that could be broken and twisted and snapped and was done. As their parent house is being trashed every day of the week, and you could have nothing. Other than that, Dwayne also real meltdowns. Sometimes it was difficult for his parents to handle the situation because whatever he does is extreme. That shows that he is very aggressive. Support system. What did you know about the support system? Okay, the support system is a range of services and therapeutic treatments available for children and adults who have autism. These include the provisions of information and advocacy, assessment, early intervention therapies, help at school, behavior supports, individual support package, supported accommodation, and respite. For your information, some autistic people will have high support needs, which may mean that they require full-time care and support. For some people may need a bit of support with day-to-day activities, while others live fully independent life. With the right support in place, all autistic people should be able to live the life they choose. So for example, teachers, staff, and family also can become a support system. The first person that I choose is Chester. For his support system is his mother, physiatrist, and doctor. However, after he get counseling and guidance, he become more confident and able to socialize with people. The way how to support system is go to therapies. Next, he also was diagnosed with mild autism when he was 3. And the last one, he also attended counseling sessions and discovered a ways to truly express himself. Challenges and problems. The first one is loud noises terrified him. The second one, crowded places confused him. The third one, get upset when someone touched him. And the last one, whenever he doesn't want to go to school, he able to make himself go to feverish situation that he can reach 39 degrees Celsius. How to overcome? Violet, his mother, enrolled him in Pathlight and autism-focused school. With new guidance, he learns to interact socially. With these new skills, another side of him started to emerge. Now, he is 17, and he is a visual communication student at the Singapore Polytechnic. Next is Samuel and Jacob. Their support system is their parents, and Scott, which is twin carer, and Jack Mason Goodall, which is Sunrise Program officers in UK. The way how to support system is their parents sends the twin to the Sunrise Program for autistic autism at the UK, and they also bring them to diagnosis. The challenges and problems: when they grow older, their behavior become more aggressive. They will wreck everything and sell everywhere. They threw up everywhere, threw food, smeared food, everything that could be broken and twist and shake and was done. As their parents' house is being utterly trashed every day of the week and they could have nothing left. How to overcome the challenges is their parents need to join what they are doing. For example, their parents need to do whatever that they are do so that their parents are going into their world and they are just know that their parents know what they did. So they like, oh, you also know what I'm doing, right, mother? Like that. That is the way how to overcome the challenges. The last one is Duen. Duen's support system is only his parents. Way how to support system is his parents send him to attend St. Andrew's Autism Center. The challenges and problems are he often repeats random words and phrases that he has heard before. Then, with his meltdowns, sometimes it was difficult for his parents to handle the situation. And the last one is whatever he does is so extreme. How to overcome the challenges is on the weekdays, his parents will send him to attend the day activity center at St. Andrew's Autism Center. At that place, he will do puzzles and gardening that will calm him to become more extreme.
The first theory that we found out is in Chester. The theory is Erikson's lifespan development theory, identity versus role confusion at the stage 5. Identity refers to a person's perceptions of themselves in relation to the entire world. It is a sense of self or individuality that exists in the context of life. A lack of identity causes role confusion. Chester, who is autistic in that video, cannot preserve himself clearly in his early autism stages and can now interact positively to his environment. Based on Samuel and Jacob documentary, it is involved Vygotsky theory. Vygotsky proposed the revolutionary idea that language is the foundation of learning. Vygotsky thought on social interaction were based on language, speech that is able to read. The twins continue to deduce meaning from the reaction of others, particularly their parents, and incorporate cultural beliefs into their own cognitive development. Without understanding the language, the twins are unable to deduce meaning from the real situations, which can lead to aggressive behavior.
Based on Duen documentary, it involved Piaget's theory, which is Piaget's formal operational stage. Think in abstract, idealistic, and logical ways is abstract reasoning for this theory. Then, ability to develop hypotheses about ways to solve problems and systematically reach a conclusion is the hypothetical deductive reasoning for this theory. For example, he is such an independent person and he is a lovely person that will concern and take care of his parents. In conclusion, autism spectrum disorder can affect people with every age and gender. We need to give a special treatment to them so that they will be appreciated in the world. So, not every people who have autism spectrum disorder cannot be successful. Because, for example, Chester can be a successful person when he was 17.